Hello, Falcons. Welcome back. My name is Angela Forbes. For those of you that may not know me, I am an English teacher and the AVID coordinator at Palmdale High School. Um, I miss everybody. I hope you guys are also ready to come back. If we can do it virtually, we can do it virtually. The nice thing about us doing it virtually is that we are wherever we want to be. So if you look in my office, you'll see I'm actually in Hawaii. So aloha. I am remembering myself back in Kauai a year ago and planning for my next trip. But we have work to do. So let's get to the presentation that we have in front of us. Shout out to Nicole Santana in the English department, who actually put a lot of this stuff together during the summer. And then Nicole for helping us to put this PowerPoint together so that we can talk to you guys about how to be AVID digital. So on our agenda, we have digital binders and digital notebooks. A lot of us have been using different types of stuff during quarantine. We started testing things out. But now that we are back full mode, we definitely need to have some ways for students to keep their notes and keep all of their work for our classes structured and organized, and not treat our classes as a one and done, where they're turning something into Google Classroom and then they're forgetting about it and never going back to it. So we want to give them a tool that they can put everything together so that they can actually review their notes before tests or review their notes before they write that big essay. So that is the first thing that we're going to talk about. The next thing we have is the race paragraph model. This is something that the literacy team in the English department designed about a year ago, and we have been using it in our programs, but also trying to get it out school-wide, because one thing that we do have to keep in mind is the SBAC. They are going to be writing an essay and our school is judged on it. These essays for SBAC are predominantly not English based. They're science, they're history. And so we want to give you a structure that we're all using in all of our classes to help them to prepare for those timed essays and their formal writing. The next thing we have is we have calendars, planners, and templates. One of the biggest things that we saw in the last 2 years of surveys that you've given us is you want more tools to help students to get themselves organized and to get themselves independent and self-sufficient. Another issue that you guys have brought up in surveys that we've done is that you are concerned that students don't get how grades are put together. They don't understand that whatever assignments they're doing or not doing, or tests that they're not doing, they just don't get how their grades work. And so organization, we know, is absolutely the most important key component to getting those grades solidified. So digitally, being organized is a bit different. I know that for myself, in all of my years, I have been an old school planner person, but digitally, I actually have had to shift to Google Calendars, and I'm using Google Calendars for the most part to organize not just my work now, but my life. And it's because of the digital world that we're in right now. And then the last thing that I have is a Wicker surprise for you guys that's all digital and all relationship building to make it more personal, because I know all the teachers I've talked to, we miss our students and we miss being in the classroom with them. So this tool is going to give you the ability to kind of be in there. So the first thing that we have is we have our digital binders. The nice thing about this presentation is that I'm actually going to email you a view copy of it so that you can actually just scroll over different things that Nicole set up for us, and you can click on it and it will take you to that. One thing that I would warn you about with setting up your digital classroom is to make everything a copy instead of allowing students to access it. So like, for instance, this AVID digital binder can be modified and used for any subject, because all of our students are using binders in our classrooms. But the key thing for it is that you're going to want to make sure that you're not giving them the copy of your template. And I'm going to show you how to do that. We had a situation in our AVID program where we sent out a file, sent it to a teacher sent it to the group of students, and then we actually had a student change the template and didn't even know it. So that kind of brought me aware of, oh, I need to make sure that I'm only sending out copy links, and that's something that we need to do. So if you click on the AVID digital binder, it will bring you to the next screen, which is a Google site where students can upload pictures of assignments, upload Google Docs. The key thing is that every time a student changes something, they're going to want to click publish, because then it will update the new stuff. That's the biggest thing that we've seen in the English department with Google Sites. Kids are not always selecting publish, and because of that, they're not always getting access to the newest material. I've had AP English students that say, I updated this last year and all my essays are gone. And I've had to say, did you press publish? If you click on this first page is just a bunch of different stuff to kind of personalize their binder. They can put a picture of themselves, they can put their information, their name, and whatnot. Nicole modified this one where she could put a hero of the literary character. You might put their favorite Marvel character or something a little bit more inclined to you. I might put favorite athlete because as a coach right now, we are struggling with being able to keep our athletes engaged with all of the distancing we have. One thing to know about me, this is something that they can post up. And then we have goals, because one thing that we've learned in AVID is that setting goals and revisiting the goals is the most important thing in being able to believe in yourself. That's the biggest drawback our students at Palm High School have sometimes, is they don't believe in themselves. We have our social contract. We have a study buddy section so that they can get information from people, and they have a buddy in each of their subjects to get help. If you click on AVID Binder, you're going to see a section for their notes and learning logs. And what we have is we have step-by-step directions on how they can upload pictures or put a Google link to their document that they're doing, and then they have an area where they can title it. Our goal is to make things as easy as possible so that they can learn instead of getting caught up in the technology aspects. Next, we have an AVID section in their binder where they're just going to put their AVID work. We have planners and calendars, and this is a different area. We have 3 different planners that they can use. So they can delete whichever planner they don't want to use, and they can upload whichever planner they want. We have an AVID teacher section, and this is where we can put information about ourselves so that they can get a hold of us if we have tutoring hours, a specific Google Meet that we want them to be able to use, a Zoom link address. And then we have the next part is the eBinder resources. This was one of my favorite places of Nicole's binder that she had set up. And the reason being is that there were so many different options for students to have examples. So like, for instance, the notes page template, they could actually type their notes in here, or they could upload work samples. They could just copy and paste different things for themselves. I love this one. This is the focused notes templates. And in this, she has, several different examples of how they could take notes. Because ironically, we think kids know how to take notes and they're just writing. There's no organizational structure, and that's key for them to be able to study. So this is great. This is one of my favorite places because she had so many options for them. Then we have our TRF templates, and then we have learning logs, AVID buddy template. That's where they can have their study buddies. We have the planners and calendar templates. And you'll see that she has some different designs, ones that people can choose from, and then a main monthly calendar. So this was some great stuff that I saw with her binder. The next part we have is the digital notebooks. And so if we have, share with students. So this is a nice little video that shows you step-by-step how to share with students, creating a class assignment in the Google Classroom, including the link to the binder template, and making sure to do the drop-down. And she has this video, so I will just show a minute of it to you. And you definitely got this. So that is a great little video that we can see on how to do different things. And so the next one we have is AVID notebooks. And this is actually English notebooks, digital notebooks. And so you have the directions. Again, if you just click, it'll take you to a new tab. And this just gives you step-by-step directions on how to use Google Slides. So the last one was Google Sites, and this one is Google Slides. And it gives you just step-by-step on how to set up a Google-based notebook for your classes. And this can be used for any subject. And so you've got two different options, whichever one you feel is the most effective and just streamlined to your style. And then this is the creator of it, Caitlin Tucker. And so she has some different ways. Nicole shared this also. It's got different ways to use the Google Slides, little tidbits, cool, little parts of how to do different things, different styles. And so you have additional information here. This one here is Nicole's website that she created for her AP Lit class. And if you look, this has great WICOR strategies. We have organization, writing, reading, and this is what she's going to use for her class starting the first week with different things that they're going to be doing with analyzing. And she has, again, a link here showing them step by step on how to do different things. And so it's all really step by step of directions so that the students are not confused. And so this is another digital notebook. Here she's included a template again, so that you can use this for your own classes. All you have to do is go to File and then make a copy. And then it'll entire presentation, and then you can add it to your drive for your classes. The next thing we have is the race paragraph. This again, like I had indicated before, is a great way that we can prepare our students for writing. If we're all using the same tool, it's going to help them to just have repetition and recreate the same type of things so that they get stronger. So if you click here, this is going to give you a template that the literacy team has been working with. And it gives you step-by-steps and ways to work with your students with them. So there's all kinds of tools here. And so basically, what is race? Race is your first sentence is restate the question. You put it in your own words, you take a position on it. Then answer the question. What is it being asked? Answer all parts of the question. Then cite the source, because students, what they typically want to do is every sentence is what I call a fact, a piece of evidence. Instead of having their information, they make it a list of facts, their whole paragraph. So that is helping them to introduce their evidence. The C, answer the question, does that, and then C is the fact. And then afterwards, they have to explain, giving evidence to the text, supporting it, back to the main idea of the paragraph. And if they use this structure, they're going to have a solid paragraph. Now, you might modify it a little bit based on the grade that you're teaching. You might have race ACE, so that you have two pieces of evidence in the paragraph. But again, if we're all using the same structure, starting their freshman year in all of their classes, they're going to be able to write essays better in history, in science, in English, because we're all using the same thing. And this is our W, our writing. Last thing is we have 3 different links. I'm not going to go over them before because the binder already showed you them. But the first one is a 12-month calendar. You can make a copy of it, have it for your class. Then there's the student planner. There's the first template that we had in that binder, and then there is the second planner. And last but not least, I promised you a WICOR surprise. This is a digital component to WICOR. I know for me, when we were going into quarantine, the biggest thing that I kept telling myself, how can I have relationship and relevance? Those were the 2 things that were driving factors of when we came back from spring break. Every lesson that I created for my English class was relationship and relevance, because I wanted them to log in. When Ryan shared the presentation he did yesterday, with me before we uploaded it, I saw that he did this. He had this cool little box with himself in the slide. And I just thought that was the coolest thing. And I got kind of geeked out and I said, "You were able to put yourself in the slide?" And I text messaged him, "OMG, how did you do that?" And he looked at me and said, "It really wasn't that hard." And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to give you a couple tools. Today, what I did is just like Ryan used Screenomatic to record his presentation. I use Screencastify. The reason that I use Screencastify is I've been using it for several years, and Screencast-O-Matic is cool, but the feature of adding yourself to the video wasn't available for free for me, and I didn't want to purchase anything. Some of you might be like me, I'm saving that money for vacation. So instead I used Screencastify and I found it. You might be cool and know how to do the Screencast-O-Matic without paying. I say if you can do that, totally do it. But what I wanted to do is give you both options so that you could use either way. What I see as the most important thing, and I know you guys are all the same, is relationship. Because if we can't get them to connect with us, they're not going to log in. And so, or they're going to log in, but they're going to do it like click, click, check the box, and then moving on. So for me, the idea that I can make myself visible and flawed, like you probably have heard me say, you probably are like, get on with it, Angela. So if I can put myself in the video so that they can see me and all my quirkiness and all my silliness, that's where those relationships are going to be built. If they can see my silly pepper jack cheese personality in the classroom. So shout out to Ryan for that. These are two different videos. I'm not going to go over both of them because they're about 2 or 3 minutes each, but they are super step by step, and I'm happy to help you if you need help. What I am going to do though is if you click on embed your webcam into a recording, this is just a step by step. Here is how you, and I followed these directions right before I recorded this to be able to learn how to do it in my own Screencastify. And so it's step by step on how to do it. And then you're going to see this video. This was super cool too, because this video teaches you how to do this. Dizzy, dizzy. So that was pretty cool because if you'll notice, when I showed a video prior, I wanted to make myself off the screen. And so I disappeared. And so you can't see me now, and now you can. The nice thing about this too is that this is called toggling. As you are showing your different slides, you may find that you're having a hard time fitting yourself into this exact same spot. So this will save you time because in each slide, you can just move yourself. This is also where you can get your students' attention and go, am I here? No, I'm here. I'm here? No, I'm in the middle. And then another thing that is pretty cool about this is that you can expand it and you can make yourself go. So these are just different tools. I hope that you had some fantastic learning that you could do. Don't forget WICOR. I sent out a survey yesterday after Ryan's staff meeting where he did the survey on PD that you could use. I would like for you also to go back and do it again if you didn't do the survey. And then all year long, we're going to be giving you possibilities to Wicorify your digitize your Wicorify so that we can keep being amazing and demo status. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I hope I kept your attention. Go drink some coffee. Peace out.